Good morning, peeps. Good morning. It's early, but I'm an early bird. I'm an early riser. Yes, and because I'm an early riser, I have time to burn because I do my morning prayers, I do my morning exercises, I do my morning meditations. I have my breakfast early. Yes, my dears, I fix myself a nice little latte with my toast and my um, spreads. You know, I'm a fan of my little garlic spread or my guava jams and my, um, whatever spreads is available. I put on, if it's not a bagel, it's a toast. If it's not a toast, it's a whatever pastry. But I have that with my tea as a starter. And breaking the fast, you sleep through the night and wake up. But just to say good morning, and it's a half day Wednesday. They usually on the work on the job in Kingston, but like how I'm in West, the west side of the island, which is Negril side, Little London, we're considered Negril because we're in such close proximity and we're close by, just walking distance away from beach areas, right? So we're actually on the west side, which is on the west coast, not in the hills or the bushes for real, you know. Um, we don't do half days out here because since we're in a tourist destination area, tourists always wake up late. The workers would wake up a bit earlier to get themselves prepared to deal with the tourists. But me recuperating from, because I don't recuperate easy when I get knocked down, which is the hurricane Melissa knocked me down. So when I get knocked down, it takes me a while to get back up and get going. So we still have a lot of work to do because the amount of work I had put in, where my home is down on the beach side, um, and the farm of which we have and stuff like that, all got so severely damaged, and I have not received any help yet. But knowing me, ever since I've always been a good volunteer, and because I'm such a good volunteer, I guess God rewards me in mysterious ways. Because if you weren't a believer in God and to show your gratitude in the way you live your life and to reflect and see the rewards that you have been blessed with throughout, then you wouldn't be able to recognize that because you do the things you do, you're rewarded highly. So, guys, currently I am still educating and teaching young peoples down here. I am not young. Yes, I know that. I am not young. I am practically heading into the senior citizen age group, you know. But because we were born to privileged family, you call it privileged because a lot of people don't really understand what is privilege. They think, oh, privilege mean rich. No, privilege does not necessarily mean rich. Privilege means you were set up into a way where you're not in any needs. Needs mean you're not in a dire situation, desperate situation where you have to, kill people or rob people or what would you say, no, hurt people to get by in life. You had privilege mean you had parents, mother and father who provided for you. So therefore, you are considered privileged. When you have mother and father, remember, some people are born, and when they're born, the mother might have died or their father might have died. And some get, divorced and end up being single parenting. And you have the orphans. Some just abandon them children. So right there, it's an unfortunate situations. And when you see people in those situations, people like us who are privileged will be able to empathize, will be able to understand how to how to um how to help them in a way that you're not spoon feeding them, spoiling them, or you know, what would you say now? That it's better to give a man um, instead of to give a man a fish, it's better to teach him how to fish. Yeah. So because of that situation, you tend to, can empathize to say, let them learn how to, because that is really love. If you love somebody or you care about somebody as God would ask of us in the Bible, um, the words of the Bible say, love your brothers as you would want to be loved yourself. So keep handing out things to people is not really um, what God would have expected of you to do. But educating them and teaching them how to survive is the blessing, because when you are gone, who is going to be there to hand them out that easy handouts? So it's good to teach them how to, work, how to earn for themselves, how to learn how to do a skill. This way you don't have to be robbing somebody, or you don't have to be killing somebody. Somebody won't fool up into your head, say if you sacrifice your loved one, you're going to be rich. Total nonsense and rubbish. I don't know. They learn some things into the schools from their peers. I hope it's not the teachers, them teaching them this, or I don't know whoever, but them learn some things. So the reason why some people rich is because them killing them people, them kill their mother, them kill their father. I'm like, I'm damn crazy. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's unnecessary. And being rich is not the main goal in life. Being successful is. And what is success? Success is an individual thing. It's an individual thing. The goals you set for yourself to accomplish it, that makes you successful because of the goal you accomplish. So, for instance, suppose you said you want to own a house, you want to get a house for yourself, and then you accomplish getting that whole. That is success. Yeah, I've seen people being homeless, and they work so hard, put things together, save their money, and purchase, because they contribute to savings. NHT, the government have NHT housing, the government have, little saving plans for, those days when they come. You can purchase a land and you get loans or grants that can help you do that and help you build. So, accomplishing a goal to get a house is a big thing compared to people who did not have their own house. Yes, or did not live nowhere because they lost their father or their mother, or, you know, they're in dire situation. I seem to run into a lot of these people because I travel a lot. I travel a lot, and I interact. I interact. So I will listen, and I can hear what you're saying. I might not know what it feels like to be in a position like that, but I can empathize to say, oh, shoot, that must be difficult for you to know you don't have a mother, you don't have a father, and yet you still have to survive out there. You have to figure it out. So I will try and pass off, little wisdom of knowledge that I learned on how to survive, even though I am a privileged person because I have parents. I was blessed with parents. So my dad died when I was 18, so that was a big loss. But my mom was a strong mom, and she focused on family a lot. She focused a lot on family, and she helped her family members to put it together, step up the game, because they didn't have a dad and they didn't have a mom as she did. So my mom is considered a privileged person because she had a father in her life, and he was, they're like the Salabis down here have a lot of lands, and they have a lot of, they are like the privileged ones down here because back in the days when nobody had vehicles and stuff, they drove like Benz, and they had vehicles around, and more than one, and those days people never really had vehicles to drive. It was only a selective set of people. So my mom was kind of coming from a privileged background because she had her mom not being wealthy like her father, but she had a stepmother too who grew her, of which she said, the stepmother go on with some things for teach her in order because she realized her mother was poor. So her stepmother tried her best to teach her how to survive, and it worked because she looked on it as abuse, but it was not abuse. It was to enable her, even if they thought it was abusive, because every time she did something wrong, she was the one that was blamed or punished. Or they used to beat the kids back in those days, so they used to beat them. Some scary stuff I hear, and I'm like, what the hell? Why do they do that? But I guess it's their form of teaching their kids how to survive when they're older. So she would feel like she was being unfairly treated compared to her other siblings, her sisters and brothers. But I suppose that was her challenge to overcome because she was so privileged to have two mothers alive, and her biological mother was sickly. So even though she had a lot of siblings, she was in a wheelchair most of the time or couldn't walk. So therefore, she had a disability. She was disabled, so she couldn't work like how the Indian families would work, and her dad's family and her dad's wife could work. So after the dad got married to his Indian wife and had the other kids, she felt she was being prejudiced against because she was the black one, and them say you're the black one and go and so on. You know, clean the floor, selling the bar, selling the shop, working the factory, working. They do give her all the work, while her siblings now were considered, oh, you're the babies, protect them, take care of them, don't let that happen to them. So she grew with that. So the Indians taught her well to grow her with that protective and empathetic um, behavior towards her siblings and other people. So my mom always had a big heart when it come on to people sometimes, until she realized, whenever she realized them really taking advantage of her, though, then she have to be like, for these people make me feel tough up and rough up on them. But she's the one that taught my sister and I also how to be strung up, how to be, learn to fish instead of depending on hand me outs, people to give you fish, because according to her, she soon dead. And there's not gonna be anybody to give you hand me out, so you better know how to fish for yourself. So here I go with the same type of mentality. Let me teach my people how to fish down here in Westmoreland, because down here um, there's a high, it's a volatile environment with the natives pertaining of they all want to be rich. They don't even know what rich means. There's a high level of illiteracy also, and most of the people work into the ones who are educated work into the hotel industry, so they are trained with a certain skill to entertain the tourists. So as I say, I got a young man who worked with sandals, and I was training him also on how to do things my way. So they're like, but you shouldn't give Miss Christine so much trouble, the other people were saying, because you're coming from sandals and this and that and this and that. Shouldn't give her so much talking. I said, that's true, but at the same time, I like things done a certain way. And when I train my people who work with us, when they're done, they get certificates and awards by me, which is reputable, because they know I can put up with so much and no more, and my tolerance level is low when I'm teaching you something for quite some time, especially if it gone over 2 3 years. I get patience because I'm like, you should be advanced by now. 4 years is like a university education. So if any of you working for me for that long, I expect better of you. I know you're not saying we have too much high expectations. But man, sorry, I expect better of you. So before I let any of my people go, my young man, of which I am training, is trying, and I am going to try my best to, pass off the knowledge, because I know girls are easier to train than females, than males. Females are easier to train than males. I don't know if that's proven so, but because of our educational system, who has proven that most schoolers are females, and the males drop out and become delinquents. So it's we're wondering is if it is that we don't have the patience with our males as we ought to, and persevere more with the females, because they will quietly sit there patiently wait while males have a little attention span thing, or a kind of a HDHD, or I don't know, get bored easier, and I don't know, we don't know, but there's a spirit that lodges over them that sometimes they'll take the teaching and sometimes they don't, but you have to try. You have to give them a break, and I think prayers help too. So if we pray with them and encourage them to pray, it works. Because my young man, he's a church goer, I'm at the church, and anytime anything happening, I say, you go to church, go back to church and pray. Say some prayers. So he can relate to that aspect of it when I say, it's not like he's gonna take it literally and say, she send me to church, or some people will think it's a bad thing to do, or it's a curse thing. But if you think about it, a lot of females do that focus, and it keep us focused on doing the things that we're expected to do in the Babylon system structure, because Babylon system set up them society a certain way, of which if we got to school we would be learning it. If we went to the educational system that the government said we're supposed to be learning it, but because you have peer pressure and other people's children in there, them tell you some rubbish and full up your head, and you learn some hidden curriculum things that not even the teacher knows, so you pick up, but your kids pick up and then come toss it out at you at home or on the job, and make you have to call them out to say, don't do things like that. Why? Where did this come from? But you realize they might have picked it up from other children, of which might learn it from wherever they are, or some demon or something must possess them, take them over to make them do these kind of crazy things, you know. But prayers works wonders. So in all things, if you're trying your best to do something and it's not working, pray. My volunteerism over the years, because yes, I studied and read so much, because as I said, I was afforded the opportunity to can do that, and because God blessed me, that's how I see it. God blessed me in that way, of which those opportunities come to me where I can travel the world when I want to, if I want to. Um, the breaks coming to afford me to do such. And so I would take on the opportunity where I see fit and say, okay, let me go learn about this culture. Let me go study some more and do this and that. Because I love learning. I love learning new things and observing. But as long as it's not too scary, that's gonna hurt me. Like you're gonna tell me, jump off of a mountain, Everest, or go into an airplane and jump out of it, or see myself at a three-story building where I must jump down to the bottom. It's like, why no? Why? You don't want to kill me. I never telling you I'm that daring. No way, I am not that daring. That's scary, you know. Or shoot yourself or kill yourself. I'm like, no, that's a no. So in order to be successful in life, guys, say your prayers all the time. God will lead you and guide you to where you ought to be. And when things is happening, as I tell my young man, God is in charge of all of us. And we don't know where he's taking us, but he blesses us in mysterious ways. Hear the kid? You hear that cat? Why is she making up noise? She's so miserable. She's very miserable. She's like so rude. I have to be telling her, get, get. It's the same cat I took from Kingston, and take down here. From a car down here from Kingston. She's so mad. So mad at me. Why did you carry me down here? And this and that, this and that. And ever since, she's just a very angry cat. So me just say, you stay over, so, because everybody else come down and realize, say, there's work to do down this side too. Yes, yes, there's work in Kingston, but there's work down here too. And we have more than enough people who understands the work in Kingston doing their job. So you being down here needs to learn how to adjust yourself and do your job down here. Westmoreland is a bit more laid back than Kingston, which is more fast paced, and the work can be a bit harder because you have to contend with traffic and a whole lot of crazy people, and the hustle and bustle, and people all over the parishes come to Kingston to source whatever materials, information, necessities, and then carry back to the country areas, right? Because when they come back to the country areas, things are marked up higher because they had to commute back and forth into Kingston, find accommodation in Kingston as well, which can be expensive. Traveling to Kingston is expensive as well. So they have to put all those consideration, all those money consideration into their shopping or whatever inquiry, informative systems and behaviors that they need to get to carry back down to help those into the country areas, right? So the country people are more privileged because they don't they're not really into that much needs because they have the farmlands of which to farm their foods. They have the rivers and the lakes and the ponds and the sea close proximity where they can walk, so they can source fishes and all that. But guess what? They Some of them is get bored. They get bored with that kind of privileged cocktail crew. Auntie Bev, hi, good morning. It's not cocktail crew. It's the roosters, or the me don't know. Maybe you call it cocktail. I don't know, but I call them roosters. I call them roosters. Yeah, they crow. They're boast. That's with their way of boasting. And the funny thing is, they hit their chest. Toop 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 toop. I'm like, what the heck? It's just to point that one out to me. I say, look how boastful the rooster crows. He slaps his chest first, like he's, building up that big courage to say, I am beautiful. Look at me now. And then he goes, like a big laugh. Or somewhere, cock-a-doo-doo-doo, or somewhere, whatever it sounds like. But sometimes it sounds like certain words they're saying. But you're right, Auntie. My roosters, them crowing down there as well. And as I was saying, with sharing that Westmoreland in the country areas is very privileged, but some people does not recognize that because maybe they get bored of doing the same, going fishing, catching their shrimp and them lobster and them crabs and all those things. They just don't want to do it no more. They want a change. So they come into the hardship of Kingston, just like how some may leave and travel overseas to America, and then they drop into the hardships. But privileged people are people who are, as I said, brought up with a mother and father to provide for them and teach them. And some children get two. Them get mother and father, stepmother and stepfather. Just like how Cardi B children them have two fathers and she has a mother. Some people get two fathers or three fathers and three mother, and also the whole heap of extended family towering over them, giving them things. So they are so privileged because you have people looking out for them to keep them okay. what you say is cock we used to call it. Yes, but cock now is considered um, personal. They call another thing cock on the male body parts. So them they say cock, so because the cock is cock a doodle doo, but it's rooster. Rooster. Oh, well, maybe the Jamaican talk is I don't know. I don't know. I haven't heard anybody use that term in a long, long time around there, baby. You know, they're just more fascinated with me talking because I had a young man and I spoke patois to him and he was totally puzzled and confused. When he finished, he said, "Fire me, fire me." I said, what you do? What you do? And him said, "Tell me the line time." He's like, "But I don't know. What you do? You have to tell me." I mean, talk Jamaican to him down in the country. So I don't know if because he was socialized to work in the hotel industry, he and I have always spoken in my speaking. I spoke quickly in the little twang, proper English thing that when I surprised him with my patois, he took it as, why? She mad at me. She's speaking patois. Well, I was only trying to communicate to see how well he would understand what I'm saying because I assume he lives in Westmoreland. He come to me in Westmoreland to come work, so he must understand the Jamaican term. And he's like, "I prefer when you twang. It's all right." I said, "What happened? Patois sound too aggressive?" It sounds aggressive, don't it? A lot of people say Jamaican patois is aggressive. And when they hear people talk, they're wondering if they're mad at them. But it's not mad at them. It's that that's just how broken English sound, you know. And when they use certain words, so I don't know. We don't even know anymore whether a person is mad at you or not. As long as them talking, I try to communicate. We say, "What you say? All right, explain out." Or if you laugh when you say it, I guess that's what tells them say, you're not that um, you're not angry or you're not being aggressive. So I don't know. So maybe cock we used to call it. All right, the cocks are outside crowing. So me learn a new word. Um, how we used to call the word. So when them say where the cock day, where the cock day, me understand says the rooster them talking about outside. If them was to bring it up, but as I say, it's a beautiful experience to volunteer my time to teach these youngsters. Nobody now pay me, but in the future, our community of Little London and Westmoreland will benefit because no matter where they go, when people come to communicate or interrelate with them, they will know how to behave, how to treat people, how to cater to them because my volunteerism has brought me prominence over the years. I have volunteered in England, in Kingston, in Maypen, in other parishes, any parish that come to, and Westmoreland on the island. And it has been rewarding because then I get to learn about the culture of certain people and their behaviors. And I get gifts. Sometimes the children bring me gifts and say thank you for teaching me, and they show their gratitude. And even if they don't show their appreciation and their gratitude, I see where God rewards me. Like God rewards me in ways that Him send people into my life to assist. I get assistance from other people, and sometimes I get to, take a break. Sometimes it's like the Lord say, "You volunteer your time, you work so hard, go on for the vacation. Come, I'm gonna organize where you get a break, get a vacation, a free vacation, paid up, fully paid up." And it's not coming from me, but because I work for free for all this time, somebody was able to say, you know, God blessed me with the opportunity to bring one person on board, and I chose you. I chose you. So, volunteerism does not never kill nobody yet. It always benefits. It works both ways. So, volunteer if you can, because it's helpful. It's good, and it will help the world because you teach one person, you help one person, that one person will remember that to pass on the knowledge to help another person and another person and another person. Because that's what my mom did. If her stepmother did not teach her the things that she learned, she would not be able to teach us that way too. Because when she ready, she rough on us and hard on us. My friend say, "Oi, oi, take it easy." You know? Well, it benefited me, and because it benefited me, I am doing the same way to you guys, because I want to know to turn out good to and learn how to do things. So it might feel rough, and I might feel, it might feel like I don't like you or I don't love you, but that's what I learned as love. I learned that as love because that's the environment I grew up out of, and it didn't kill me. It made me stronger and wiser and smarter. It made me was able to build my empire for my family members to survive in, and at the same teaching them teach me how to love my siblings. And because of that, me say my mother have some siblings, they don't have siblings, and then go on with something, and I'm like, what the heck, mom, what make them have to stay so? But she loves them, they're hers. And she said, I feel my family. Them I say, yes, I feel family. Like I'm telling my uncle today, when the roosters come inside and make their mess, just catch a bucket of water and throw it up to make it outside, and they stand up and look at me, and they might think, throw it. Like what you said, because I am letting them know it. When they're coming and I see that mess, I have to get a bucket of water, put little soap or bleach in it, and throw to wash off the back porch. I don't just walk past and leave it like that. Some of you throw the word, so you can throw a little bucket of water upon it and wash off the mess. It's as simple as that. Don't just stay to the place with the mess on the porch and go on like you know see it, and I walk over it like on the dice. Yet? No, the dice. That stress me. But as I said, God knows why He brought me to volunteer in these capacities to keep the environment, because my voluntary work keeps the environment free, cleans, keep the environment clean and free from filth. Before I get tongue tied, free from filth when the animals of which we care about comes and makes their little messes around the place. The other people will come in and go on like them, they say I walk over it. I'm like, how do you do that? And you know this is where you work, and this is where you even sleep, this is where you have to be. How do you guys do that? I don't know, the stomach strong. Because I couldn't. It drives me crazy when I have to see something like that and even walk over it. You put dirt on it. You have like the sulfur stones that we buy in the supermarket, sulfur sands that keeps messes. You know, if the animals come in and mess, you can put that on it and it kills the smell right away until you shovel it in and toss it outside in the garden. I'm like, how simply put that is, but these people, they love it. They've seen it like, oh, I don't know what to do with that. And I'm like, I need to learn. I need to learn. I need to say prayers. No matter how much I teach in the show, they still can't figure it out. So I still volunteer my time and do those things, which is helpful, and it makes our environment positive. And them things that make money flow. When you clean up your messes, Satan a mess you up, you know. But God rewards you for cleaning up the messes. So when you clean up the messes, money always flows. So keep cleaning up your messes and make your environment environmentally friendly and clean. So the positive energies can keep flowing into your life positively, and you can elevate to the next level of life, because that's what life is about. That's the only way to elevate. So if you don't do things like that, even your parents not going to know. Some of the parents, them not going to know. So when you wonder why you're in a poverty, why your parents them in a poverty, because Some things your parents don't know, and if your parents provide for you as a child, then your parents going to have that their hardship there because they don't do those type of practices, right? Which is what brings positive energies, money flowing into your environment and stuff. Clean up after your messes. Real charity comes with taking care of the animals that are around you, the dumb, the deaf, the blind, the sick. You understand? And it does not mean taking care of humans with two hands and two foot and brain and everything for do whatever. Yeah? It means the animals, people who are animals and creatures who are unable to do it for themselves because of a disability, disabled circumstances. Yeah? So, pay attention to your environment and the people around you, and do what you have to do to make things better for yourself and your family and your life, because it's one life to live. And I don't get half day today, so I'll be working straight through it. But I'm still volunteering my time to make it better for those people around me, and educating and teaching them free of cost, because I know it will be beneficial to our society and to me in the future, because seeing you take care of yourself and doing well pleases me. No make me feel so sick and upset when me have to watch it now. Yeah? I love seeing people looking nice and well taken care of and how they take care of themselves. I like to say that. I don't want to see you when I see you dirty, you know, beard, you're stinking, and you come around me and then you want to touch me, you want into It is upsetting, and I'm like, keep your distance, keep your distance. And you malfunction and I carry on with some behavior. I'm like, keep your distance before your demon jump out at me. And then you know wonder why I lock up myself. I'm afraid of the people them so much, because I can look on you and observe and see when you're carrying some kind of demonic spirit, of which me say, okay, let that one they keep them spirit to themselves. Me, I keep myself to my own, because me don't want to jump out of your into me and attack me. No way, right? So I'm always most of the time hiding, taking away myself, because some scary things out there and some scary people with some scary belief systems that can really send you down the wrong track in life to hell, and make you live in a hellish life. So to God be the glory. I am blessed and thankful and grateful for this beautiful sunshiny day, another beautiful day to do more volunteering in the community of Little London, Westmoreland, to my peoples down here. May the God continue to bless you guys abundantly and help you to learn whatever it is I'm trying to pass off to you as easily as possible, because I'm really trying to teach you all. Have a wonderful day now. I spoke to you for over half an hour. So bless up, because them soon come to me now to start give me the talking. Let me have to start do the talking whenever I show them the things so it go. Alright? Love you all. Bye now. Oops. Let me click like. Africa Eden did like, what you say, all videos and reels that I viewed normally shows the name of the rightful owner of songs playing in the background. For live, see more. Okay, videos with music playing would be different thing. Okay. Well, don't have no music playing now, Africa Eden. Just a good chat. Just a good chat. Have a good day now.